guys, it's Di from BeingMommywithStyle, and today I wanted to have a quick mommy chat with you guys. So I don't do videos like this very often. I do that for a reason. A couple different reasons. It's my personality. I don't really feel like getting on a soapbox very often, I guess thankfully. And I'm not really one of those people where I feel like I have to like persuade you to feel like I feel, because I feel like, you know, that's what makes the world go round, is different viewpoints and different perspectives and different likes and dislikes and all sort of thing. So just because I like certain things, it does not mean that you have to like them. However, I wanted to have a mommy chat today, and you've probably already been able to guess by the title that the topic is going to be I Choose Princesses. And so how this came about is on a random day on my Facebook feed. If you guys know how they have news stories on the side, and I use the word news very loosely because obviously a lot of times it's like celebrity gossip or some random thing you never hear about again. Sometimes it's actual news. And then in the case of this day, there was two articles that were basically one after the other. And they're supposed to be like trending topics or things that people are talking about on Facebook. And these articles both were geared towards young girls, we'll say. Not geared towards, but talking about young girls. And the first article was about the princess culture with girls, and was it damaging to them, and did it reinforce like gender stereotypes, and did it make girls think that, you know, there's always going to be a happy ending, or whatever the case is about this study that they did. So if you've been on Facebook, you probably know what I'm talking about. I'll try to find the articles, but I don't know. It was some random college or something that did a study. So anyhow, this comes up every couple years, you know, where someone does a study where, you know, is Disney damaging, or is the princess subculture damaging? And obviously in my house it's allowed. We don't mind it. I have no problem with letting my girls wear dresses, and I don't particularly think that it does anything negative. I think that encouraging them to seek a happy ending is a good way to look at life, and quite honestly I don't feel like a little bit of optimism is a bad thing. I also think that there are a number of Disney princesses in particular that are strong female characters that are role models, even though they are cartoon characters and fictional characters, that they are strong entities, and that there's really good parts of their story that you can look up to. Case in point, I think you guys are probably all familiar with this character, but Elsa. I mean, I think that's one of the reasons the Frozen movie was so insanely popular, was because it had the strong female characters, both Anna and Elsa, but then it came back to that bond of sisters and love between sisters, and the fact that you don't need a man to do your thing, girl. And I think that's why it resonated with people so much, and with mothers so much, mothers that had daughters, because we were like, yes, this is exactly what we want our daughters to see. And that's why I don't mind having this movie in my house. I don't mind having movie paraphernalia all over my house, and I don't mind that it's plastered all over my daughter's walls, even though I said before I had kids that I would never have those like decals, you know, those little vinyl decals all over walls. I said I would never do that, never say never, because my daughter has Frozen decals all over her walls. So anyhow, I think there are a number of Disney princesses, in fact, and there's a vast majority of them. Mulan, I think, has a wonderful story about women empowerment. She goes and she fights in the army for her country, and in the end she is able to make a difference, and she is able to basically sway people to her side to look at her as a person, not a female or a male. She's a person. And then Pocahontas, obviously another really strong character. And even the characters that are saved, quote unquote, by men, Sleeping Beauty, Snow White, the classic characters like Cinderella, the classic fairy tale characters, I still think that there's aspects of their personalities that are very endearing, one, which is the reason why those stories, not just in Disney folklore, but in general in our culture, have persisted. But I think that not only are they endearing, but there are strong qualities to their personalities that girls in particular can learn from. Hopefully not in those specific set of instances, but like Cinderella, she has the perseverance to keep going and never give up, no matter what her stepsisters and her stepmother do to her or throw at her, and literally throw at her. She keeps going and she never gives up and she never loses that optimism. I think that there's a lot of good, positive qualities that can come from princesses. So that being said, that's my personal opinion. It is allowed in my house, and I totally see where some people are not okay with it and don't care for it, and that's fine. Not everyone has to like Disney princesses. Not everyone has to have a dress-up rack of princess costumes in their house. It's just what we like. However, comma, in the same news feed as this, newest article about how we're princesses damaging and all this sort of thing, directly below that was an article about a Twitter feed, and I don't know whether she's a blogger also. I don't remember her name or anything, so I'll have to look it up. If I do, I'll put the links below. But a Twitter feed that basically has gained followers because she writes the belligerent, I'm trying to think of a nice way to put it, things that her 7-year-old, so 1 year older than Bella, says, which again, absolutely nothing against that style of parenting. If that is the way that you want to raise your kids, more power to you. I can tell you that everything on that Twitter feed, had my child said out loud or to me, they would have got grounded or had some sort of repercussion. I just thought it was very, very interesting that there was the "Is the Princess Subculture Damaging" article, and then directly below it, I can't even remember how this was framed, but it was like, look at this girl's hilarious view of the world. And she was a 7-year-old girl that the mom types out on Twitter, it was basically cursing short of MFer. I'm sure she maybe says that, and I hadn't seen it on her feed, but a lot of language that I personally don't have in my house with my kids. I mean, I'm obviously aware of it and have nothing against adults saying that, but I don't allow my kids to use that language. And also just a general attitude, like the 7-year-old was flipping off the camera in one picture and stuff like that. So anyways, again, absolutely no judgment. If that's the way you want to raise your kids, cool. If you want to raise them to love princesses, cool. The irony here was that these two articles, literally talking about two different styles of parenting, were up and down in my feed, sitting there going, my kids would be, this girl is just shy of Bella's age. Or Bella's just shy of her age. She's a year older than her. I would die mortified, be so embarrassed. And so literally the only thing I could think of this whole day when these two news articles are going through my feed from people, saying different things was, I choose princesses. I choose princesses. If this is the parenting choice that I'm given, where my girls enjoy dressing up in princess costumes and enjoy fairy tales and believe in optimism, and they believe that they can work hard and achieve things in their life, like Tiana or Ariel, she went after her dream. Really, almost any princess, that's the main goal, is that you work towards something and you try to achieve something and do something with your life. If my choices literally come down to that, which you have to frame it with, this is all I was seeing this day on Facebook, and it's is this my choice? Princesses or my child being belligerent and flipping off cameras? I choose princesses. No question about it. I choose princesses. So again, this is just an opinion piece. You absolutely do not have to feel the same way about this that I do. Absolutely not. But at the end of the day, I think that kids being kids is what kids should be doing, and that's my personal opinion. I just had to basically get it out there because the irony of these two things being back to back, in my feed all day long, was literally blowing my mind. I was I cannot believe that there's this strong dichotomy between these two conversations, and it's literally blowing my mind that there's off the deep end one end, which is princesses and girly, and we're all optimism and life and all that, and then on the other side you've got the backwards baseball cap 7-year-old flipping off the camera yo mom, this is what I want for breakfast today, with a couple curse words in there, and that's driving that conversation. I was my head hurts. This is absolutely not to sway anyone. This is definitely an opinion piece. This is my opinion. But all I can think of all day long was, I choose princesses. I want my kids to be kids. I want them to be girly girls if they want to be girly girls. And I don't want them to feel bad for choosing to wear a tutu. I mean, Natalie, you've seen Natalie, runs around in a tutu constantly. I don't run around behind her stuffing her in the tutu. The kid wants to wear tutus. My personal opinion is let them wear tutus if they want to wear tutus. Let them wear tiaras. Let there be princess dresses. So that is my opinion piece for the day. Really no question about it. I mean, there's really no question or takeaway here at the end other than I guess this was just a rant. I'm just gonna leave it at that, and that is the video for today. I'm gonna sit here and just snuggle with my princess dress and go about my business. Also, I guess I should add, because I meant to say this at the top and I didn't, I am a female, obviously, and I have 2 degrees. I have owned my own business. I have, I believe, been fairly successful in my own right in a number of different things. I have a bachelor's in business marketing, and I also have a master's of business administration, and I don't feel like me enjoying Disney affects me wanting to achieve things in life at all. So it is definitely an interesting construct, and I'm not necessarily like surprised that some people like feel that way, or you know, that it's not allowed by some people. But for me personally, I feel like the 2 things can coexist, that you can have a master's degree and enjoy the good fairies at the same time. So that is it for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching. You can feel free to let me know your opinion down below if you want to. And that is it for today. Thanks for watching. Bye.